Churchill Wartime Office Museum, and there is tunnels connecting this building, the Ministry of Defence building, the Parliament building, the MI6 building further up, and the Downing Street as well. So tunnels running beneath the ground. The first bridge you're going to pass beneath in front of us now, this is the Charing Cross Railway Bridge. Either side of the railway line, you've got walkways, so trains pass above us. You've got people here as well. Wave to the people on these bridges. Always wave and smile, because that's what people like to do, isn't it? Wave and smile. What people also like to do is throw things at these boats. However friendly they look, they do like to throw things. So do be careful. They don't throw money, they pour drinks, maybe. And you can't do anything about it. But you can imagine, you can't do anything at all. So just wave and hope for the best. You have a building to your right. It's a soundproof building because of the trains that go across the bridge. But that is a concert hall, the Royal Festival Hall. And you get some of the best acoustics in the world. And you've got some of the world's best performers. They've played in that building to your right. Today this is home to the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. So the building to your right, the Royal Festival Hall. And then you have London's oldest monument to your left. This is Cleopatra's Needle. That is said to be 3,500 years old. That is older than London itself. Carved in Egypt. These needles, they carved them in pairs. There is a twin, and it stands in Central Park, New York City. Also to your left, there's a building of a green roof. The flag flies at the green flat roof. That is the Savoy Hotel. That building is the famous Savoy the Strand. You can stay in the roof of that hotel. To stay up there, you pay £11,000 a night. It was the first luxury hotel in London. Very nice, very expensive, the Savoy. The bridge, this bridge is the Waterloo Bridge. This bridge was built during the Second World War. When they built this bridge, the men working on it, they were called away to fight. All of the work, it was took over by the women. The ladies built this bridge. This bridge was built by a 90% female workforce. And they call it the Ladies' Bridge over the Thames. This is the Ladies' Bridge, built by the women. They've done a fantastic job, as you can see. This is the only bridge. You want something done properly, you get the ladies to do it. That's what they do. A building to your right, a concrete building, an electronic sign. That is the Royal National Theatre. In that building, there's 3 theatres. They're some of the best in the country. The outside of the building lets it down. Looks like a car park or a power station. Very different inside, the Royal National Theatre. And then we look to your left, you've got Somerset House, that building with the green dome in the middle. Built as a royal palace for the Dukes, the Earls of Somerset, mainly used today for events. You have the black and white boat coming up to your left. This is called the St. Catherine. This is an old royal barge. Today this is a bar and a restaurant. Hasn't been used as a royal barge for some time. Needs a bit of work to the vessel, as you can see, a bit of work taking place. But closed today, but normally a bar on the Thames. But every time you had royalty use this river, this is the boat they would have used. Today they've got a much nicer boat, it's called the Gloriana. Golden rowing boat, beautiful vessel. It's at St. Catherine's Dock, which is next to Tower Bridge. So you want to see the Gloriana, go to St. Catherine's Dock, a nice old royal barge. The larger ship to your left is called the Wellington. This was part of the New Zealand Navy, but it is permanently on the Thames today. You might recognise the ship if you watch programmes on the telly, on ITV. Channel 3 or ITV, they film across this part of the Thames. They film this part of the river and they use that ship as the backdrop for programmes like Good Morning Britain, This Morning, the ITV News, so that you see that ship in the back of those programmes. Those programmes, they used to be filmed from the studios to your right. They don't film here anymore, but they left the camera is behind the black glass windows in this white building that we're about to go past. And they film all through the day. They zoom into the boats. You never know as we go past. You could all be on national telly. So show them how much fun you're having. You're here with someone you shouldn't be with. Duck. People get caught out. All the way along to your right, you have the South Bank. The south bank of London is where you find a lot of the bars today, the restaurants. The pathway runs all the way down here to Tower Bridge. So you can walk along the river here to your right, from the London Eye all the way to the bridge, Tower Bridge. So it's a nice way to spend your evening, your afternoon. It's a nice day here in London today. You might like to walk back to Westminster later on, and if you're going to walk along to your right. Don't walk along to your left, there's nothing really to do here. This is all offices to your left now, offices and apartments. So nothing really to do here to your left, so walk along to your right hand side, the south bank. The red brick building to your right, this used to be a warehouse, converted today into apartments. But look on the top, see the tower with the letters OXO. This building, you know it as the OXO building or the OXO tower. You might have heard of the Stock Cube, the OXO Stock Cube. This is where they used to make it. So that's Stock Cube, made in London and made in this building. They don't make it here anymore. The top floor is a restaurant. See the people standing on the balcony? That restaurant run by Harvey Nichols gets voted one of the top 5 restaurants here in London. So the Harvey Nichols restaurant, beneath it, the apartments. At the bottom floor is a shopping centre, but years ago an old warehouse. Another restaurant, the top 2 floors of this building to your right, Sea Containers House Left. Top 2 floors, see the balconies? That's another restaurant, and a rooftop bar on the top. See the word containers behind there? That's a bar as well. To your left, you have the building, the green steeped roof. This was the old City of London School for Boys, where some of this country's past politicians, members of parliament, spent early education. And look across the bridge to your left, look, that's a nice photo of St Paul's Cathedral. So with your cameras, look across the bridge. People often ask about this building to your right. This building is number 1 Blackfriars, that tall glass building. These are the newest apartments that you find. These are the newest apartments on the river. They sold the 4-bedroom penthouse apartment. It sold for £27 million. So very expensive. You pay millions to live anywhere in these areas, of course, but when you get the view, the higher up your apartment, the more expensive the apartment becomes. This is the lowest arch you'll pass beneath, a low bridge that just about fit the boat through. This is a brilliant time to come out onto the Thames through the bridges. For the last 5 hours, the river level has been rising. You see, so the low water, the tide comes in and it floods into London. At the moment, let's see the columns, rushing past the columns. The tide is coming towards us, flooding in from the sea. When we are high up, like we are at the moment, you see everything that we go past. You're very high up, just about fit the boat through. The tide will turn eventually, in about an hour's time, the tide will turn, the river level will drop, and if you come on the Thames, on the low water, you are 7 metres lower than you are at the moment. So the tide comes in for 7 metres, 7 hours, 7 metres, and it drops again 7 metres as well. So that's the difference, 7 metres, the low tide and the high water. So a good time to come out on the high water mark. This building here to your left, look, again we can see St Paul's Cathedral. St Paul's is one of 52 churches in the capital to your left, designed by Sir Christopher Wren. After the Great Fire of London in 1666, Sir Christopher Wren rebuilt the churches when the area was destroyed in 1666. St Paul's Cathedral is the masterpiece. It stands at 365 feet, easy to remember. 1 foot was built for every day of the year. Look above the dome of St Paul's. Look at the top, you can see a viewing platform. That balcony up there, that's called the Golden Gallery. So you can stand at the top and you do get great views. The only problem, to get up to the top, you have to walk. To get up there, you walk up 528 steps. There's no lift, there's no escalators. There's also no air conditioning. So you can imagine it on a hot day, the steps are the problem, but the view's worth the walk. You got this bridge is the Millennium Footbridge. Built it for the year 2000, designed by Norman Foster. They tried to nickname the bridge the Blade of Light. It got a different nickname. You call it instead the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. They opened the bridge, the wind moved it side to side. They found out on the opening day they built it too light and the wind moved it. Thousands of people came to walk across. They had to be quickly evacuated. They had to close the bridge, they strengthened it.